Hi, welcome back to Classic Vinyl Top 10. Today we are in Hong Kong. So today we are doing the 50 best songs to drum to. Okay, so this might be a little drum biased, okay? I think you're going to be surprised at the top 5 or so. It's been so difficult to do this, and I obviously want to play tracks or bits of tracks, so you know what I'm talking about, and I'll do that with the top 10 or the top 20, but I'm just going to start at the 50 and start going down. Okay, so where do we start? So number 50, we've got The Motors, Dancing the Night Away. Why do I like this? It's just got great dynamics. It builds up, it builds down, and it's energetic. What more can I tell you? Okay, 49. I'm gonna get the numbers all confused, by the way. 49, Stone Roses, Fool's Gold. Obvious reasons. If you've ever heard it, I'm sure you have. 48. One you might not have heard of. Thomas Lang. He always had a really tight little band, and Feels So Right is the song I love drumming to. I should just mention at this juncture that there's certain bands where there's loads of songs that I want to drum to, and I'll mention those now, because I'm going to try and do this in one artist only, gets one song only. So I'll just make the big mentions now. For me, if you're going to choose artists to drum along to, there's 4 or 5 really that lots of things to do. The first I'd mention is Led Zepp. I mean, there's so many great feels, so many great patterns of Bonham, who is still my favourite drummer of all time. I know lots of people say it, but just listen to it, it's fantastic. Another band where I could drum along to lots of it is The Police, Stuart Copeland. The Au Pairs, Pete Hammond. Radiohead with Phil, I can never remember his name. I think I called him Ed the other day, so who knows. AC/DC, only because really I want to be the drummer in that band, not because I think the drumming's particularly good, but it's, you know, crank the volume up, have a beer and play along. U2, early U2 in particular. It was always great to drum along with Larry Mullen Jr. Talk Talk, Tears for Fears, those sort of bands. I should also point out that I'm doing other drum videos, for example, top 10 drum intros. So I don't want to get too much crossover between these lists. My favourite artist of all time, David Bowie, is hardly represented here. Well, there's one track, but it's not like there's loads of decent drumming. The best drumming was the early days, I think, and stuff off Ziggy, which is Woody Woodmansey, and Aladdin Sane, which is Woody Woodmansey, but they're not classics. So there's a lack of Bowie. And one thing I certainly like as a English drummer is playing along to songs that are almost like mini operas. Although I exclude specifically from this list Bohemian Rhapsody, actually. I'm not a great Roger Taylor fan, but anyway, let's get back to the list. So 48 is Ian Dury and the Blockheads, great band, and Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. I mean, it's just got such a great vibe. They're so tight together. The bass line with the drums, fantastic. Number 1 in the UK, of course. 46 are we? Hold on, I've got to look at my crib sheet now. 46, a band that gets maligned a lot for being appalling live, including in recent times, and that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I love Chad's drumming, and he's always very forward in the mix, so you get to hear most of what he's doing. And Can't Stop is what I've chosen. 45, ABC, All of My Heart. I just love the hi-hat work this guy does. It's just very intricate. It's intricate. And it's beautifully produced, of course, by Trevor Horn. Where are we? 45? Hard Fi, Hard to Beat, another great song. bit laddish maybe, but it's a great song to drum along to. Super bass, super drum sound, and you'll notice in most of these that I'm choosing that the drum sound is usually pretty high in the mix. Not that I'm biased, and a lot of these songs are some of my favourite songs, either because of the drums or it's just an extra add-on. Tears for Fears. God, it was hard to choose a Tears for Fears track. What are we, 45? Could be Change, could be Woman in Chains. It would be Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but I always struggle with that myself, I have to say. Not very good at that. 44, Blonde Redhead, Messenger, with David Sylvian on vocals. Fantastic little pattern. Next, Grace Jones, Private Life, Sly and Robbie. Obviously a very well known rhythm section, did a lot of island stuff. But the intro to Private Life is beautiful and will no doubt appear in the top 10 intros at some point. Next, reverting to what I was saying about mini operas, Boomtown Rats are on here, and it's Rat Trap mainly because it has stop-starts. I like the dynamics of songs that, you know, get loud, go quiet, stop, start. So Rats and Rat Trap. Killing Joke, Love Like Blood. I can never quite get the intro to sound like they do, and I'll always listen to that intro with those sinister keys. People are going to say, why haven't we got Queens of the Stone Age on here, Song for the Dead? And the main reason is because it's really the intro that's brilliant, not so much the rest of it. So that's elsewhere. So the Talk track that I'm going to choose is I Don't Believe in You. It could have been lots of others, but they always sound great. Next, White Snake, Fall for Your Lovin'. Could have been Don't Break My Heart, to be honest, but Ian Pace, obviously the ex-Deep Purple drummer, always very tight. Next track, it's a live track actually, and it's really the beginning that I love. But it's Susie and the Banshees, and it's Israel live at the Royal Albert Hall with Budgie on drums. Just a beautiful intro, and it's got the classical intro up front as well. Is that Shostakovich? I can't remember. Anyway, and then next, okay, this is cheesy, but you know, it's a bit of a mini opera, and it's Kansas, Carry On Wayward Son. If you haven't heard that and you're a drummer, it's good fun. That is really good fun. Next on my list, you can see I'm already running out of numbers, is Pantera and Walk. That's just Metallica plus, really, I think, that track. And so we're getting down into the lower numbers, and like I say, I do want to play you some tracks rather than just waffle on. I'd also mention that there's not lots of double kick metal here. But hopefully there's at least a song or two that you haven't heard that you'll consider playing along to. That this is a list compiled from potentially thousands, and I've got it down to 50 just about. So anyway, I'll carry on when I see you in another location at some point. All right, cheers. And if you like this stuff, like it, ring the bell, all that stuff. But I'll be back in a minute. Okay, cheers. At 34, we have the Austins and Miracle of Love. I'm only playing this because I know it won't get blocked, but there's a lot of stuff later on that could be blocked, so. Okay, at number 33, we have, brilliant, professional, down to the last detail. 33, Deacon Blue, Fergus Sings the Blues, Dougie Vipond. From 2000, great vibrant sound to that song. 32, Stone Roses, Made of Stone, Rennie Ray of course, 1989. 31, I got Teardrop Explodes, Treason, Gary Dwyer from 1980. 30, Thomas Lang, Feels So Right from 1992, Andy Redhead. Into the 30, I've got at 29, Police, Can't Stand Losing You, Stuart Copeland, of course, from 1993. 28, one of my so-called mini operas, John Miles Music, and this was Barry Black back in 1976. 27, Mick Tucker of Sweet with Love Is Like Oxygen from 1993. 26, Wings, Band on the Run, another sort of mini opera, lots of stop-starts from 1993, I think, and that's Macca on drums. 25, Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun, Matt Cameron, before he joined Pearl Jam in 1994. 24, Radiohead, Philip Selway, 15 Step from In Rainbows, 2007. I'm never quite sure how they do it in Radiohead, whether Selway comes up with a rhythm and everybody jams along and they end up with a song, whether the band tell him what to play. I have no idea. Anyway, Philip Selway, great. 23, underrated drummer in my opinion. You don't hear that much about him. It's Phil Gould from Level 42, and I've chosen Something About You from 1985. Always precise, obviously jazz funk background, but a precise drummer, always good to listen to. 22, okay, bit of a cliche, Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, Steven Adler, 1987. 21, Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, Ain't Talking About Love, 1978. That leads us into the 20s. Okay, so at number 20 we've got the Jim Blossoms' Hey Jealousy with Phil Rhodes from 1992. At 19 we've got Led Zepp, we've got Since I've Been Loving You, either version actually, the main one off 3, or even better, the live song remains the same. 18 we've got Ringo with the Beatles, obviously, doing In My Life off Rubber Soul, 1965. Yeah, I don't think there's many drummers that would have put that pattern together, to be fair, if they'd been given that. 17, Stuart Copeland yet again, Police, Wrapped Around Your Finger, 1983. There's just so much Police stuff that I love listening to and playing to. 16, Pearl Jam, Dave Cruzen, who replaced Matt Cameron, with Jeremy from 2004. 15, one of the classic intros I think of all time, John Bonham again, Led Zepp, and It's Good Times, Bad Times from the first album, 1969, just a brilliant intro. 14, just to show that it's not about necessarily the quality or the technician or any other part of it, it's whether you just like drumming to it. And this is the Pistols and Paul Cook, Pretty Vacant from 76. At 13 we've got Metallica, Enter Sandman, great intro, Lars Ulrich, opener off the Black Album I think. Number 12, Matt Helders, Arctic Monkeys drummer, with the brilliant intro to 505, great fun to play to, from 2007. At 11, from the Chameleons' debut album, Script to the Bridge, we've got John Lever, who's no longer with us unfortunately, from 1983, As High As You Can Go. This means we're about to enter the top 10, and there's going to be another little changeover here in my video, because I've been trying so hard to get some clips on here so you can hear what I'm talking about, and yeah, I've put some together which hopefully will work. So for the top 10 you'll actually be able to hear what the hell I'm talking about. So see you in a second. Okay, so here we go. Here's the top 10 stuff I like to drum to, not necessarily the best, not necessarily technical, just stuff I like to play to. Okay, so at 10, and like I said, we're going to try this with a few music clips. Hopefully we're not going to get blocked, but you never know. At number 10, it is If You Go, Hot House Flowers. This is Jerry Fahey, if I've got that pronounced right, from 1988. Fantastic sax solo on here as well if you've never heard it. But I loved his drumming on this album. Just great. Just great. Jerry Fahey. If You Go, Hot House Flowers, 1988 from People.
Sent to tempt you, and the dark might seem like lovers, feel love.
Okay, at 9, it is Larry Mullen Jr. It is Two Hearts Beat as One from War from 1983. Larry Mullen, definitely one of my early influences. The early stuff, Boy, October War, there's some really interesting stuff on there. He's clearly started in the studio, come up with an intro, and the guys have jammed along to some of it. So yeah, fantastic. Big influence, Larry Mullen Jr. from U2. Another big influence on me, but disappointingly not on millions of others yet. And this is Pete Hammond from the Au Pairs. And I've chosen Headache for Michelle from this 1981 debut. Could have been half a dozen off this album, to be fair. Still love playing along to it. Creative, really creative indie drummer. And again, I'm sure he started a lot of the songs and the jamming. Really creative. Pete Hammond, Au Pairs, playing with a different sex, and the track is Headache for Michelle. Okay, so at number 7 we have a drummer who, regardless of his personal preferences, is a well-known drummer, and he's mainly well known for not doing a lot, to be fair. And it's Phil Rudd from AC/DC, and from Power Age I've chosen Sin City from 1978. It always plays very straight, but this is a really good fun song to play to. Sin City, AC/DC. Number 6, one of my heroes, drumming heroes, and this is from the Police, Regatta de Blanc. I've chosen Message in a Bottle. Just so many accents going on here from Copeland. For a 3-minute pop song, what he gets in there is amazing. I think it made number 1, didn't it? Probably not because of the drums, but it really is fantastic for drum too. So Copeland, The Police, Message in a Bottle. Number 5, one of my so-called mini operas, where we've got stop-starts, changing styles, changing rhythm maybe, and this is a drummer, unfortunately, who's no longer with us, Simon Fox, R.I.P. And this is Bebop Deluxe, Ships in the Night, and the title track, Ships in the Night, from 1976. Fantastic song, like I say, mini opera, start, stop, great fun to drum to. Number 4, a well-known song, bit of a cliche, maybe one for the air guitarists, but it is great to drum to, great drum sound, and it's Sib Hashian from Boston. I'll turn it the right way, from Boston, and of course it's More Than a Feeling. Huge Americana, huge airplay, the biggest band in the States for a long time when this album came out, but it really is that key track, for me anyway, more than a feeling. Number 3, yeah, okay, it's Easy Lover from Collins and Bailey. Great to play to. This is one of my only predictions for my HMV days, which was when it came in on import. I said to my colleagues, that's number 1, and they released it here, and it's a number 1. But great fun to drum to. Okay, down to the top 2, and I think one of them at least will surprise you. Number 2, guy called Dave Early from Sade, and this is It a Crime? And again, I love this. The dynamics are superb. You can swing it. You need a decent ride cymbal, maybe nylon tips. But yeah, Is It a Crime? Okay, before I die, let's just get number 1 out of the way. It's Bonham, of course. It's Bonham. It's Led Zepp, and it's the live version from Song Remains the Same of Stairway. And it's I think it's 10-11 minute version. I like it so much more than Led Zepp 4. The drums are superb. Page is superb. They're all superb on this, I think. The drums, it takes I think 4.5 minutes, maybe more, before he even comes in. And when he comes in, he doesn't actually keep time brilliantly, as you'll see, and it races a bit at points, but it is just great to drum to, great to copy. Bonham's got it all, and you hear a fair bit of it on that track. So there you go, 50 songs to drum to. If you're a drummer, I really hope that you find a track or 2 on there that you haven't thought of playing along to, and you give it a go. If you're not a drummer, I'm not sure why you're still here, to be honest. But I thought I'd get one of the big drumming ones out of the way, and this is probably the most difficult video I've done. I don't know why I've been backwards and forwards on this, and as you can see, we started in Hong Kong. We've had 2 or 3 goes to get it done in the UK, and hopefully I've finally done it. Anyway, no further ado, I'll see you again on another video. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Keep it coming. Thank you. Cheers. Bye now.